Hello and welcome to Garblag Games. Tonight we have episode 8 of Heroic Deeds, of Red Hand of Doom, our Heroic Deeds actual play. Sorry, I'm very excited today for some reason about Heroic Deeds. It may have something to do with the Kickstarter that's live right now, and there's a link in the details below, so go down there, click it, check out the Kickstarter. I'm Pete, and I'm the Game Master.
Thank you, Pete. This evening I'll be Aldun, and I will be playing his fix, the lovable gnome dark delver who's just in it for the jollies and the skulls.
Dark, definitely.
Good evening, all. I am Dan, and I am playing Geron, the Minotaur Oathsworn. He likes to hit things with an axe, and occasionally, no, it's always hitting things with an axe. That's what he does.
Hello, I'm Lewis, and I'm playing Donda Darkbeard, the Dwarf Wildwalker, and I seek ultimate power.
Oh. Hi, I'm Rob. I am playing the Hobgoblin Chothog who has discovered he really is that type of wielder after all.
Hi, I'm Wojtek. I'm playing Obbol, the Dwarven Lightbearer, and I am still looking for the death of gluttony for many years to come.
Excellent. Well, welcome everyone to the latest episode. This is a special show tonight because today is launch day of the Heroic Deeds Kickstarter. We are nearly 50% funded already at time of recording, so please do go and check it out with the links below. I'm hoping that we can get fully funded soon and then go beyond to try and push some of those stretch goals. That would be great. But tonight we are focused on our 5 heroes out in the wildlands. And last time on Heroic Deeds, you had just cleared out Volmat's keep, right? Anyone wanna have a go at describing what happened? Dan, what happened last time?
What? I've been caught off guard. Well, last week on Red Hand of Doom, we were continued from the week before of dealing with a manticore. There was much hacking and slashing and magical things happening. It was very fun to watch. And then there was another minotaur there, and he kept running in and out of doors. Not sure what was going on there. He didn't seem to want to fight. He tried to jump away, to which everybody dramatically chased him and beat him up. And well, actually, only one person beat him up. Everyone else just shot him full of holes. It was like watching the OK Corral. And then we went down into this lovely hole in the ground, which actually turned out to be a vault. And we all got magical, cool things. Of course, we fortified the position, slept in a bed because we thought there was going to be loads of monsters down there in the vault. Turned out to be an absolutely safe vault, so we wasted time sleeping.
Well, you did heal up, right? And
we did all heal, though. I think that was. I think we were all in desperate need of some healing after the grueling combat that was there. I think there was some leveling up. There was definitely some new deed stuff done.
I don't think I've advanced everyone on the overlay, unfortunately. Isn't everyone level 2 now? Is everyone level 2?
No, I think Aldun.
Aldun,
I think his
one
fix is still.
Sorry, Aldun. Sorry, Aldun. I'm not trying to rub it in or anything.
It's fine. His fix is just in it for the snacks.
That's true.
And
Yes,
and the skulls.
And I think that's where we were. We haven't. I don't think we've decided on our next level. I think someone's got some giant's teeth or something or other as well.
So in the vault, which you thought was going to be an extensive dungeon, so you were like getting all psyched up for it, and then you went downstairs and it was about a 10 by 10 room with 3 cupboards, as well as some cash which you found.
Point of order, they were heavily secured treasure areas.
No, they were.
His
They
fix
were.
had to break into expertly.
That is very true.
Not to mention that we actually
Solid
met
cupboards.
the owner of the keep.
Yes, you found Volmat, his remains,
Yeah.
and some money, and the actual deed to the keep.
Mm-hmm.
So you actually now technically own this keep. And you found a frost battle axe, gauntlets of ogre power, and a shadow rune leather jerkin.
Very fetching.
There was also a necklace with 12 giant's teeth on it. which are big old things, probably make really good sling bullets. And a huge gauntlet that was too big for any of you to really put on, and it was kind of gnarled and twisted wood and vine, and with a big kind of spike on the end of it, which you had surmised belonged to the giants in the area, who Donda had found kind of the leavings of and signs of in the forest around the keep. And I think you guys were talking about taking it back to them, if possible.
There was one other thing. Actually, the commander of the keep on behalf of the Red Hand, he actually flew out of the door,
yes,
and
he drank a potion and then flew out the window.
And
And
he
left a
got
boy got
bloody
shot in the
trail.
arse.
Yeah.
He did
Got
get
shot in the
butt.
knee.
Yeah.
Was it the butt? Is that cannon?
Yeah, it was canon.
It definitely should be
It's
canon.
like the haunch, the meaty part,
Of the bugbear.
If I'd have had a cannon, I'd have shot it with it.
Ooh,
but-
that's the meaty part of the bugbear. Ooh, that's nice. That is. You want to slow cook that with a lovely braise.
Let's just remind our viewers of the map there, so you can see our view of. There we go.
I
Volmet's Keep.
also believe it is canon since last week that Hobgoblins write really scratchy.
Oh yes, you had found a map.
And
Well remembered.
Just so racist.
Well,
The vast majority of hobgoblins write really badly.
That's-
Our
that's-
hobgoblin is more refined and has better pen personship.
so we had to take over
Yeah.
writing duties for the scrawled note.
Yeah, because no hobgoblin would believe that was hobgoblin writing.
So you found a
Which was immediately proven by the map we found.
found a useful map, which had kind of scratchy writing on, much to Chothog's annoyance.
Absolute horror.
Yeah, but it did provide you with information on the strategy of Azar Kul's war plans.
Guy must be of very sunny disposition because there's so much amount of optimism on this map.
I think what this map basically shows is that they've got a high level of optimism bias. I was learned
Yes.
about that at an adventurer camp just the other time.
Yeah, there was one reason as to why we shouldn't be going to the Skull Gorge Bridge, which was to get the whole process of getting some sort of reinforcements going, but they still are sort of perhaps half aware that we are here. So I'm after like thinking it through, let just push on.
Okay. So
Do we not want to find yon large chap
Yeah, I think
or
we
chapess
should
or
go looking for a forest giant.
I don't know, Donder? How many varieties do forest giants come in?
Big, very big, and slightly more greenish.
Oh, okay, all right.
Not
The
far
ones
off.
that originally raided the keep, they were corrupted. I mean, we saw the skeletons; they were sort of like all gnarly and
well, you think that was probably just
unnatural.
the nature of forest giants.
Okay.
Their bones are more gnarly than other animals' bones that you've seen. Not that you've seen many giants' bones.
Mhm.
Important question: can I fit one of the giant skulls in my magic bag?
One.
All right, that's that.
Yeah.
I will take
It,
that.
yeah, we may maybe don't pull it out and show the giant that
So
that you're
a
keeping.
dragon skull,
giant
and
skulls.
a hobgoblin skull, and a forest giant skull, and
But I
may or may
think
not have a minotaur skull, but I'm not telling Geron.
Oh.
But you've got a hobgoblin's skull
Did
and
you
told me.
boil it while no one was
Yeah,
watching? Or have you
had
got?
that whole
Oh no, you've got your little predator kit, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah, whole scene.
Imagine somebody trying to rob you. Yes, fix. It's like he looked in the bag and just nope.
Yeah, just the
nope.
bag full of skulls.
yeah. Like, what's this?
Every skull he pulls out gets bigger. And...
So we're down at Volmat's Keep, right? I've moved you all over to the Wildwood map, and you know that it's about a day to Skull Gorge Bridge.
That was a long way, isn't it?
So it's like half, each hex is like half a day kind of thing on this journey that you're on. And you know that there are a couple of markers on the map ahead. You're not sure exactly what they refer to, but these are things that Hisfix has transcribed from the collection of papers, if you remember, that the captain had back at Doric's Ferry. So you're kind of aware that there's something sort of halfway, and you guys slept the whole day, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
So it's late.
Slept, yeah, a day.
You'd gone there really early in the day, had the battle, and then you were like absolutely knackered, so you kind of rested for the day. So it's late when you are kind of having this conversation, unless you want to just...
No, we do all our best work at night.
Okay, sure. And Donda, you've kind of scouted around the surrounding area, and you sort of found that the forest giants are Duskwood, which would be up the map.
Convenient. There's also some more patrols about, weren't there?
There were more patrols about, yes. And you had seen, remember, the leavings of wolves and goblins in the stables of the keep. Yeah. So you're aware there's probably wild riders riding around that you need to keep an eye out for. So do you wish to travel at night for the first hex and get yourselves to what would probably be around this kind of crossroads of things by the end of that half-day travel? Do we want to head straight onto Skull Gorge Bridge, or do you want to have a look around this area?
Were we not trying to chase after the guy who flew away, or was that not a thing?
No, he was gone the other way, I think.
Okay.
No?
He kind of
might be hard to track his blood as well at night.
Into the trees off Rimwood.
Okay.
Yeah. So, where would you like to go?
From that map, does it give it from the Wormlord's map? Does it give us any indication how far out the army is from Skull Gorge Bridge?
So,
It's just
all the
there's
information
someone.
you've gathered is that they are being summoned to Cinder Hill, but that there is time. He's calling in all the forces from different areas. So it's like trying to amass lots of tribes and clans and groups, who maybe need to be a bit controlled, brought in carefully and pulled together. It's a kind of feat that you think no one would be able to do, all these kind of wild groups together. But it seems that Azarkul is managing it, and they are gathering at Cinder Hill. You can look at the Wormlord's map at your leisure.
I'm looking at it now.
Yeah.
I think what Garon's just trying to make an assessment of how actually can we make it to Skullgore Bridge before the enemy gets there? Because as glorious as he is,
you will have time to get to Skull Gorge Bridge before Cinder Hill is fully amassed.
And onward!
And if we divert slightly to pick up a forest giant on the way,
you've probably got like 3 or 4 days from all the information you've kind of gathered before the Cinder Hill is, ready to go and march across. That doesn't mean there won't be scouts and vanguards and that kind of thing. And whoever Ozyrandian is, I don't know.
Garon shoots fire out of his nether regions now. What
true.
is there to worry about?
That is very true.
He's the greatest of Minotaurs.
Yeah.
Also,
Your godhood is approaching, Geron. You got that holy icon from the dead chap in the basement. That's one
being
of the
the
7 we
tallest-
need.
yeah, being the tallest and having horns, can't we just like affix a torch in between Geron and use that to light our way?
That's right. His
Yeah,
fix
walking
sits
like-
on Geron's shoulders and will hold a torch
Uh,
while
It's also a
steering
possibility.
with the horns.
Eh.
This also is canon.
Pete, are we actually not having like a night vision? Most of us.
No.
There's
No?
no night vision in heroic deeds. What you on about?
No night vision.
Okay. All right.
We do not have dark vision.
Okay, so we're just gonna be stumbling in the woods. It's fine.
I
Everything's
think I
fine.
have. I think I do have dark vision, even though I don't. So I'll lead the way.
Oh, you think you? All right. So Chothog thinks he has dark vision. Okay.
Well, I'm a goblin. Of course I can.
Chothog tells you that he's got dark vision and can lead the
What's
way in
that?
the dark.
No clue. No clue.
You can only see darkness. Is that what dark vision is?
I think so. That's myopia, but
That
yes.
does explain a lot of your magics.
Thank you. Yeah, I think.
Okay, so you're going to head out into the woods in the dark to travel. So you want to try and find the forest giant in this area.
Mhm.
In this area, that's what you're looking
Yeah.
for, right? Okay. So what we're going to need is from the group of you, we are going to need a navigation roll, right? While you're in the dark. Now this is navigation 3. Normally because of the woods, but it's dark, so add 1 on. So we need 4 navigation successes, and you guys can use law, tactics, observe, or survival. You can each roll once, and the successes you generate together will go against that. See if you figure out where you're going.
I'll roll law first.
Same.
I'd like to go observe, please, Bob.
I went survival.
Oh,
I
wow,
shall
look at
go
that.
with survival.
Look at that.
Holy,
Smashed
you
it.
got 3 successes.
So
Wow.
what have we got? 3, 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Oh,
Look at that. So
Told you we
absolutely-
do our best work at night.
absolutely smash it. And Chothog seems to know the way in the dark. You're being very lucky with where you're stumbling and where you're walking.
Dark vision, you see.
You've read up about.
Holding
Actually,
your
in the
eyes
back
up.
of your brain, there's lots of information about colonizer species of trees and root networks. You know, canopies, light reflection, and all that kind of stuff. And you've kind of
Excellent.
using this knowledge in your head as a proxy for how the layout of the land might be. Lewis, your survival skills obviously come in very handy. Donda has experience in this land, but also spots the signs of the giants as you're going, and you kind of you can see that there are 2 sets of tracks. Dune, you see that one of them goes left in this direction, and a much fainter one goes off in this direction when you reach about here. So you've travelled for half the day.
Right.
You nearly half the day. You know, you've crossed the river. You made your way through the trees along the side of the road rather than being fully on the road and being obvious, and
What do I
made your
think?
way to that point.
What does his fix think that fainter means? Does it mean lighter or does it mean older?
Or lighter? Probably older.
I will point to it. And go, Dunder, I found tracks.
Okay.
I think this is a
Oh.
crossing way. The most recent tracks go that way.
hmm
Saying,
Yeah, which way does seem to be the most recently used?
To go rimward from the road
Okay.
out towards this symbol on the map. None of these maps are
mean-
to scale though, right? So you don't know
Yeah.
where that might be. You've just got an idea that something's out there, and you've now found this track that seems to be leading in that direction.
Okay. Well, we're looking for a giant. Seems sensible to follow the most recent giant tracks.
Okay. So you're going to follow that track.
turn the horns.
Yep.
It's as you kind of cross into this hex, the sun is starting to come around the World Mountain, and it's now getting light. And as you're kind of further along this track, the sun is coming round. It's sort of early morning, and the old track comes to an abrupt end in the shadow of a fairly large hill that looms up from the surrounding woodlands. At the hill's base sits the collapsed ruin of what was once a massive and probably quite impressive wooden fortress. Entire trees were used to form the walls of this building, but now the whole thing is little more than a heap of moss-covered, rotting logs. A thin curl of smoke rises up from a great fire pit. From somewhere inside the walls, you can see this. And the kind of structure is kind of collapsed all around. You can hear kind of crackling, obviously some sort of fire going inside the walls. It's all collapsed down, massive trunks all bound together with vines, thick ancient vines that seem to be, even as you kind of go up and have a look at them, they still seem to be pretty strong, even though this collapse has occurred.
What about the whatever openings are left in the structure, like human size, bigger?
At first it's difficult to tell because it's all a bit of a mess. But then as you start to have a look around, Oddball, as someone with a keen craftsman's eye, you can tell that this is definitely a structure that's built for sort of 15-foot tall creatures.
Seem to be in the right place then.
Would anyone like me to sneak on ahead and see what we can see?
Oh, I mean, we could do that.
I will
We
give
could
the
also
prearranged
approach-
signal if it all goes wrong.
With
Didn't
the
the last time... Sorry, Lewis.
yeah, go for it.
I just wondered, the last time you did that, you left us with a Hydra.
Well, you beat the Hydra and you got a bunch of magic items. What's the problem?
Reasonable.
So, if we go to form, we'll get more treasure.
Off you pop then.
Should we
Right,
not just go introduce ourselves?
Yeah,
We're here
I
to
was
return the
gonna
items.
hold out the glove with the teeth necklace thing on it.
Well,
Maybe
return
wait with the
them.
teeth.
Do we
Well,
Yeah,
I
maybe
mean-
wait with the teeth.
do we want to make sure it is actually forest giants rather than, I don't know, bugbears or something?
And then we can smack them with the glove.
Yeah.
And add to the teeth.
So I can just go and have a little look, and then I'll come back and I'll let you know, right? I promise I won't steal anything.
Be careful.
I'll try.
Remember, we want the forest giant to help us destroy the bridge.
Okay, if it's a forest giant, I'll come straight back and let you know.
Okay. Let's have
It's lot
a
of
shadow
versatility in this
roll.
here. Yes, let's. Can I spend a point of vitality?
You may.
I will spend a point of vitality.
Wow. Surprised you didn't get any.
No, so am I.
Are you 10 plus on shadow?
Apparently.
Okay. Okay,
More
so
about the seeing than the sneaking.
you kind of start making your way through, and as you kind of go to kind of lean on a structure and look around it, it sort of falls, and you have to catch it with your leg in a weird position and slowly put it back without making any noise. None of the others see this though. You've gone round a corner by this time, so your illusion of master
Competence.
thief is maintained.
Me and Bilbo.
And you kind of edge round a corner through. You have to crawl through a gap, and then you poke your head out, and you can see this thin trail of smoke rises from a great fire pit in the middle of the old walls. The whole place is absolutely falling apart, and you can see now that some of the vines on these collapsed structures are new and have grown up since it collapsed. Some plants are growing through it. There's fresh moss over lots of the surfaces and all that kind of stuff. It's obviously it happened a while ago, and the verdance as it is has reclaimed in its true nature. But you're distracted. There is a giant sitting by the fire, but on the fire is a giant, tasty boar that's sizzling and dripping with fat and turning. It's got that kind of glaze on it. And this, you notice the giant purely because his hand is holding some sort of, it looks like a brush, but it probably some sort of mossy frond thing that he's daubing some viscous liquid that looks like honey or treacle or I don't know, bone marrow. It could be on this thing, and this boar. You could suddenly the smell of it, sort of that little wisp line hits your nostrils, and you're like, you can smell it from where you are, and it looks fantastic. The giant sits by the fire, turning the spit and muttering to himself in some sort of deep rock-like tree-breaking. I don't know. It sounds like a very deep guttural kind of language. He's very tall, but he's also extremely thin and has a stooped shoulders. He's kind of got gnarly, knotty-looking, muscular frame to him, which is poking out of his kind of mossy furs and leathers that he's wearing. He's got a long, lank green hair that's kind of matted against his head, and his flesh looks like it was probably a vibrant, deep green in his younger years, but now it's turned a kind of greyish green, and some parts of it are sallow. He's 10 to 15 foot tall. You're not sure, just from his position and his stoop. And he is turning the boar and grumbling to himself and occasionally licking his lips.
Not alone in that. His fix is torn. It was like, should make some sort of willpower save. We don't have any of them. But his fix is a gnome of his word, so he is going to go back to the party and report that there is indeed a forest giant, and the forest giant looks like they're ready for tea. And then Hisvix is going to rummage around in the bag and try and find, I don't know, some apples or something. You've actually asked Dunder. Dunder, what do forest giants like to eat with their main meal? No vegetables or fruits or anything?
Preferably not gnomes. But
that's good.
I don't know. Yeah, anything fresh from the verdants, I would imagine. That you can find here in the area. There should be plenty of vegetables and the like around that are edible.
Okay. Grapes. I'm gonna go with grapes.
Okay.
If you've
Are
got
you
some...
just plucking a big thing of grapes
Yeah.
out of your bag? Like
Yep,
the
massive
biggest
frond.
Yeah, the biggest thing of grapes. What's it called? I think, is it a frond of grapes?
Probably
Did,
not.
did you consider pulling out a large bottle of wine instead?
Well, you said fruit, so I got fruit.
You asked what they ate with.
Well, let's bicker about this later. Let's go and say hello to the forest giant. They're a bit thin, and they look, I don't know much about forest giants. This one looks a bit old, so we should be gentle and maybe talk to them loudly. Not too loudly, Garon.
What? I talk quietly.
Yes, for you, that is. And obviously, as with all tree-based entities, if everyone could put away their axes, that would be nice.
Yeah, stuff it, the new axe in the backpack. I mean, if he's so old, he may actually remember it, of all things.
Well, let's say hello first, and then we can show off our weapons.
Okay, so you're all going to go find a sort of bigger way in so that you can kind of get into the inner area.
We'll take the glove with us as well,
As you're
along with some grapes.
Okay.
Apparently.
Should we chat nicely, just so that we're not in any way sneaking?
So as you're kind of halfway there, you hear a voice sort of go, "Who's there? Watch out! Don't come too close. You won't get my food. And you can hear him shuffling around as if he's trying to find something.
We'd like to share some food. If that's all right, person over there.
Share food?
May we approach your fire and share what bounty we have
Step
with you?
inside the fortress. Little use that it is now.
Thank you kindly.
You kind of all walk in. You see this old Donda. You can tell that this forest giant is very old, probably hundreds of years old, right? And he's kind of in the nearly winter of his life, and the color is going from him. He hasn't got any kind of joy in his movements, any life, no spring in his step. Everything is kind of slow, and he's fumbling for a large club, which he pulls out, but he doesn't sort of brandish it in your direction, almost like he's just trying to remember where it was amongst all of his belongings. And he sort of looks you all over. What bring you to Warkelnors? Why are you out this way? It's dangerous.
Trofog is our talking person.
I don't think he was prepared to talk to a giant, though.
He
I
sort of
found the
gestures
giant.
around.
Trofog could talk to the giant.
He gestures around, and you now realise that sort of you can see inside the ruins and hidden under vines and moss and things. There are the remains of other giants now. As you kind of get time to sort of stand there and look around without having to watch what you're doing, and they're kind of arranged around the interior as if they're all kind of looking in towards the fire. And he says, "We're all dead, all gone. Just Warkelnor now. Why are you come? You won't have my food, but you have food to share."
Does he sound like he's got all his teeth?
No, probably.
we have got some replacements.
No, that was me asking. That
We
wasn't
are
Shogun.
humble travelling forest giant dentists.
You can see that he doesn't have all of his teeth.
Interesting.
He's sort of slightly on edge, right? He's a bit worried.
Just one question: the remains, are they they're also ancient, like mummified,
Yes.
or?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Like
this
the
is
vines
recent.
have reclaimed them, and that's why Hisfix didn't see them at first. Hisfix was focused on the middle, right? And then as you come in and you kind of look around and spend a bit of time, you can see, oh, hang on, that moss on that's not a stone covered in moss. That's a skull. Over there, there's an arm coming out of there. I thought that was a branch, of a fallen tree. That kind of thing. You realise that they're kind of in and around you.
Noble giant, we are on our way north to destroy a bridge. But on our journeys, we have travelled to Volmat's Keep and have relieved it of these treasures. And he nudges like Thunder to get the big old thing out.
Maybe
Well, that
call
was
them
more trouble than it was worth. Him and his folk came, and he looks around the ruins. This is their work. Are you here to finish it?
No.
We're here to return things that belong to
Eyes
you.
light up, and he kind of scampers in a way that looks like he might dislocate his hip towards you, with a slight
It's going to be a
shakiness.
lot of help destroying that.
I was going to
bridge.
say, great, we managed to find the one giant that wouldn't be able to be helping us with destroying the bridge.
And he takes the gauntlet from you, and he puts his hand inside it, and he's like, and you see tears roll down his cheek. Why you bring this? Where you find this?
As I said,
Let's keep.
we went to Volmat's Keep, and it was in the vault.
That place crawling with those vicious little ones with pointy things.
Not anymore.
They rummage around here, giving me trouble. He points down to a large patch on his side where there's like blooded moss, and he goes, "They're more trouble than they're worth. I stay away. I stay up here by the hill."
Yeah, that may be no longer an option, son.
I'm the last one. What else can I do? They all left, went rimward. Take their turns in the hills.
Why did you not go?
I lost this.
And now it's found.
Now maybe they'll take me back. Maybe I won't die alone.
We all die alone, my friend. But
No, pay no attention to the loquacious hobgoblin. Here, I brought some tasty grapes, and I was wondering whether we could share a meal.
All the way through, Thunder has been like at certain points trying to get the teeth out. Then someone says something, just puts it gently back, and they're like, "Oh no, now's not the time."
Obbo, it turns to the giant, asks, for us, this is, well, history, legend, but why did you fight with Volmat? How did it all happen?
Yeah, I can't remember anymore. So long. So many dead. He came out. Thought we were in with the other tribes.
Oh.
But no. But they don't ask questions sometimes.
That was the previous cycle.
is it possible to, if Chothog knows anything about giantish culture, sort of what's their sort of métier, their sort of raison d'être? What's their thing?
Their thing. Make a law roll.
Sure. And I'm sorry to be that, but every time I make a law roll, I'm going to ask you if this is one that can add a pip on. Okay?
This
I don't know which.
This one sounds like it. Well, we'll see what happens, right?
All right.
So I can make the roll. Oh yeah.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, you can fill in a pip.
Thank you.
You know that they have some pretty sort of, it's mostly based around honor, fairness, looking after the land, and keeping a balance between the verdants and the other greater forces. Giants go a long way back, right, to the beginning, the creation of Ondrim, and they kind of formed as the verdants swept over Ondrim. The giants formed of their own accord, and Ondrim took their blood and put it into the Jotun and the orcs, and various peoples that it then created, because it admired the strength and the honor of the giants.
So when you say forest giant, these aren't giants who live in the forest. These are giants who are part of the forest?
Yes.
Of the forest?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And as you kind of come closer, the giant seems to look kindly upon Donda out of all of you the most, right?
Again, with the teeth, put them back in the bag.
Yeah,
like
burying
smiles
them
at you
deep
and you're
out.
He says, sit. And he kind of points at a big log that's covered in moss on the other side of the fire, which is like big enough for all of you to sit on. And he kind of positions himself down on the other side, and this creak of his bone, like the sound of a tree in a high wind, as he kind of settles down. Sounds like a tree toppling as he sits on a large rock.
So there is a big army of the, as you say, little ones on the other side of the bridge that we're going.
We've heard
And they're
rumble of
coming
this
soon.
through the hills. They're calling the tribes. I hear they looked for the tusk claws, the last of them, the rest of my people who went rimward into the hills. Occasionally one of them will come and check up on me to see if I've died, so they may carry me off. But not yet, he says, kind of banging his chest, and then he kind of coughs as he does it.
I think, though, it's safe to say the verdance in this area is going to be quite threatened by thousands of stomping soldiers marching through here, chopping things down for firewood and rampaging onwards.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like the way it's turning. There is a distinct stink of Throx to all of this.
Oh, and how? Were you by the river?
Just as I've been about the land, wherever they tread, I can smell the befouling of the verdance.
Oh, yeah. There is Hydra in the river.
He spits. These creatures do not walk this land. They are summoned here, created. They're not born to these lands.
As Donda said, there is an ocean of green coming, an ocean of green skin that will chop and burn and pillage and destroy. And it's time to push back now, old one. It's time to stop the ocean destroying the things that you hold dear.
What rocks will this ocean crash against? I cannot stop an army.
Well, I fear my analogy is a little tortured now, so I've got to point you towards a bridge.
Do not need to defeat the army, just the bridge it means to cross.
It's a dwarf bridge. The Volmats people helped upgrade it. Fortress,
No.
parapets, tower things. I know very little of these types.
Everything that is made can be unmade.
And there'd be a poetry in tearing down something Volmat made with that glove of yours.
This is true. Though I fear I would live not much longer than that moment. If I venture that way, they would know of my coming before I arrive. There was a
You already resigned yourself.
Is aware of me.
Did he just say that? Sorry, I missed that. He said Amazon.
Ozyrandian.
Who is Ozyrandium? I've seen his name on the map.
It's Ozyrandian is a dragon.
No.
One bent to the purposes of Throx and Oku.
So we're killing a dragon now.
So it seems, my friend, that it is a day for all of us to pass from this realm.
What?
To die gloriously, of course.
Yep. Okay, right.
I mean, I'm afraid Donda in this case is Team Geron. Like, generally dying heroically, not a great fan, but we're Froxy dragons.
I mean, we can die heroically, or we can die trying to run away.
Could I
will come and sweep away this village? Your fairy town.
Yes.
There is another way I may be able to help.
Mm.
And he holds up the spiked gauntlet. This is the badge of leadership of my people. Now that I have this, I should be able to command them once again. I could travel rimward, find them, and bring them back to your village to defend them.
Yeah, that sounds so much better than the last charge.
But can you do that in like 7 days?
It will take me a few days to find them in the hills.
Tweet's coming
and then a few
on the
more
5th
to
day.
bring them back.
You're quite you can move fast.
Look to the trees on the west.
Yes, we'll look for you at dawn.
Rimwood.
Right, well, I was just getting all G'd up for a heroic demise, which I would, of course, make sure that the bards were fully cognizant of by making sure I survived.
I could go and tell them.
But he says to you,
it's all right, I've got that covered.
But
I'm
I
just going to go
do
that.
have something that might help you. Bear with me. And he kind of trundles off slowly over to one corner.
His fix will be basting the wild boar while he's away.
Sure.
La, la,
So,
la,
keeping it
la.
nice and
You stop turning the spit. Oh, good grief.
licking the boar. And he comes back, and in his hands he's got what looks like a really big thorn. Right, to you, it's sort of small in his hand, and he comes over and he puts it down in front of Donda, just because he likes you more than everybody else.
Seems fair.
And he says, "This is I can't. What do they call it? A Tanglethorn. This we used against Volmat's keep. This, if you wedge between the stones of a wall, will expand. Time passes rapidly for the roots within this thorn. I know little of the magic stored within it.
What you're saying is, if we smash this into the middle of the bridge, it will expand and destroy the bridge.
I think if you found a weak point, this might exploit it."
We know where the weak point is.
Garon cracks his neck and goes, "I'll make a weak point."
He pats you on the head.
Garon's fine with it. He often has a gnome patting him on the head, so makes a difference from being a giant.
You speak with the words of a tusk claw.
You honour me.
You honour me to help me imagine that such folk still exist in this world that would go up against this tide of destruction. Perhaps if we giants are distracting enough, your dragon friend might be sent to scout the area. He is a green dragon, so has some knowledge of the verdants, but is warped, and now a foul dark verdance creature, not the beautiful beast from the stars that all the dragons originally were.
That is a shame.
Yeah.
So, I might have something for that.
Is it a barrel of explosives?
I was going to go with a magic sword, but sure.
Oh, right. I thought it was maybe like a cream or something. But
Like a salve. A spray.
Well, first I have to stab him with the magic sword, and then we can apply the salve.
Yes.
How bad is the giant's wound, by the way? Obviously, we only got a brief look at it.
I mean, it doesn't look like he's going to die of it, but it looks like it's causing him some discomfort because he's like...
I obviously only have a tincture, so I don't know if that's of any use to him.
No, but
You've
I
all
can.
got-
You all
set
have a
the
potion of
locus.
restoration.
yeah,
You've all got 2.
we've got mega
You
potions.
got 10 of them.
Oh,
haven't you?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
we've got 2 each.
And I did share 2
You
with
can
everyone because I'm
have
nice.
So you haven't got any
one of
Chothok.
Donda's.
Oh no, there's 5 of you. Sorry.
Let's not spend it. I mean, if this is like a minor but significant wound, I can set up the locus and just get the wound healed that way. I'm gonna recoup those.
Okay.
Why don't you do that, and I'll start serving lunch.
You mentioned
He
grapes.
brought grapes.
Yes. Here you go, grandfather tree. I've kept the spit turning. What's in your marinade? It's really nice.
Well, that's a Tusclaw secret.
A Tuxlore secret. Well, okay then.
I don't know you well enough to share my recipes with you yet.
Well, maybe we can talk about that over lunch.
Okay, now Hold's still gonna try to do something about the wound, and I call up the locus, and Song of Wubrin is placed in the locus, centered on him.
So you see the wound start to recover, and he looks at your locus.
He sees it.
He sees it, and he says, he just kind of nods, like,
Yeah, so is the wound fully closed? Because I cannot repeat
it. Between that and he clearly has, being a giant, he's fairly hardy, even though he's old, and it closes up, and he sort of pats you on the head. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
You seem good folk. And rallied to a certain cause that I wish to support. You have my aid.
And we much appreciate it, and we will need it. From what we saw today, we're definitely gonna need it.
You can see that little bit of green starts to come back into his cheeks, and he sort of seems to hold himself a bit taller now that he's wearing the gauntlet. And as his fix is dishing up the boar, he spikes a haunch of it on the gauntlet and takes a big bite from it. And he says,
that is a chiefly portion, and rightly so.
Maybe these aren't the last seasons of Warkelnor. Maybe there is more yet to do. I will
and
seek
even if
out
they
my
were the
people.
last, we'll make it glorious.
Indeed.
No, you keep saying that.
The songs will be glorious, yes. We'll make sure of that.
Yeah. I just have one question. Like, we were talking about, that this thing with the tribes is coming in cycles. Is the disappearance of Volmart's crew like coinciding with one of these, perhaps? Because this seems like something that happened, that somebody riled all the giants, his tribe got hit by a ricochet.
It does feel
so
like
to say.
That, yeah, from what you've been able to gather from the information. Maybe there are big cycles to that.
Okay.
The age of challenge.
And I think that the weakest point in the bridge is going to be mid-span. Like in the very middle, there is like a key. The span should be thinner there because it's an arch. So if we manage to puncture the top of the bridge, or even better, get from below, we can dislodge the keystone from there. It should all go away very quickly.
I cannot fly, so I will have to do it from the top of the bridge.
Could always lower you on a rope.
No, we could hurl his fix towards the middle of the bridge from one side of the bridge, holding the thorn.
That works for me.
That's my favourite plan.
I think I've got about 300 foot of strangely rubbery rope that we could use.
Yes.
Okay.
You've got a big bungee cord in your bag.
Why not? It's a magical bag.
Mundane items.
That seems mundane enough.
Are explosives mundane?
gonna guess no.
Asking for a friend.
Are the architectural plans for Skullgorge Keep considered to be a mundane item?
No.
To be fair, the
Unique
base
item.
items for homemade explosives are very mundane.
Okay, you get the basic
we
ingredients.
probably shouldn't discuss that.
No, we were.
But I'm not sure you can put them together in the right way to make them.
Yeah,
So look,
It's not hard.
Warkle
Doing it without
actually,
blowing yourself up is.
You eat the food, right? So
Bring on.
you eat the food. And you're discussing your plans of attack and all that kind of stuff. And he suddenly stops eating and he sort of looks around at you and he says, "Well, there's no time like the present." And he kind of goes off and shuffles through a few things and he picks up a bag and he puts things in it. And while you guys are doing your stuff, getting yourselves ready for whatever you're doing, he seems to be preparing his traveling gear, which he pulls out a large bow from one alcove, which seems to still have a solid string, and then he's got this large club as well that he seems to carry. Other than that, it's kind of look like keepsakes or crap. You're not sure what he's putting in there, but you never know what's important to a giant that's about to leave a fortress that has all the dead bodies of all of his family in it. So
when he goes, put the teeth down.
It's a good idea.
So are you going to stop him before he leaves, or are you going to let him make his way out into the hills?
Stop him.
No, just
Anything else you wanted to ask him before he goes?
No, he seems energized.
We could maybe ask him of his knowledge of the path between here and the bridge. And what
Yeah,
the
so-
safest approach might be.
yeah, off the road, because there is a road there. We don't want to go by the road, definitely.
It's a pretty straight shot from here to the bridge. We put some markers down a long time ago to scare people off, but don't worry about those. They're just scarecrows.
Oh,
That sounds ominous.
What do they look like? Gentle forest grandfather?
Large frames of branches twined together with moss dangling over them.
Oh,
They're set to like move in the wind and things.
that's clever.
So if just hypothetically Frox were to set in on such a thing,
There's little there for it to grasp onto, but yes,
Yeah.
maybe that might be a reason to be more careful.
okay.
Vinelings, that's what those beasts. That's the only thing I can think of that we should really watch out for.
these guys.
Findings.
They are absolutely disgusting.
They're the things where you must pull out their heart.
Something like that.
We'll be
Did
fine.
you just pick that out at random, Geron? Or
I'm pretty sure that's just what Geron does to
Yeah,
every
Yes, that's what I
It's
That's
just
from the
like,
previous
you must
game.
pull out.
That's from the previous
Standard MO, really.
It's Geron's adept knowledge of fighting foes. You know,
Yeah,
What
pull out
Vinelings
the
look
heart.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Have you got the tactics skill, Garon?
no,
Okay, well you don't know that then.
but no. I should have tactics, really, given my background. That's really sad, actually. I will get tactics at some point.
That's all right. You can learn that in a downtime activity
Yes.
when there's a town that's not on fire.
The town's on fire?
Oh no, sorry.
Hang on, what now?
No.
Moving on. No.
Okay, so Warkelnor gets all his stuff together, and then he says, well met. Glad that you didn't turn out to be. And then he kind of turns and slopes off, and quite quickly you can't see him through the trees.
Well, good luck.
slowly pulling the bag or the necklace of teeth out. Just sort
Wait,
of leave
maybe-
it.
He pops his head back. Oh, by
Leave
the way.
Leave it near one of the least teeth.
I thought you were going to go put one in
corpses,
each.
like, yeah, just like find a corpse that looks like it's
There's
missing
a
the
skull
most
that's
teeth.
got
and
no
hang it.
teeth.
Yeah, so old boy Volmat was a bit bloodthirsty, it would seem.
It seems he forgot the golden rule. Always determine who your actual enemy is.
To be fair, he
Yeah.
built a giant keep out in the middle of nowhere in the forest. He seemed like he was looking for some kind of fight.
Well, he found it.
Found it with the wrong people,
Wow.
though.
Do you reckon? Did you see that bow and those arrows? Do you reckon that was like the arrow that was sticking out of young Volstagg?
Oh no, he'd be looking like a bloody boar stabbed by a spear if he got hit with this. I think.
It was quite a big arrow.
Yeah, if I'm just going back, it was a very large arrow that was in Volmat's body, right?
Volmat.
Ah,
Just just curious.
Yeah.
Putting
actually,
things
he was
together.
very tough.
Possibly
Journal
not the-
updated.
Possibly not
Volmat
the
was
only
slain
giant
by.
with a bow. But yeah.
The only giant we've met with a bow, so clearly that
Yeah.
one. There we go.
I think that's what's called circumstantial evidence, but sure.
Ah, enough of your
The
shop
best
talk.
kind of evidence.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're not going to put him on trial, so that's...
No.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
But basically, at this point, Volmat is just another like furnishing in our keep.
In my house, I think. Yes. And then he unfolds the deed and shows.
Where at the bottom you've written is now owned by.
Like Othog.
In not at all scratchy handwriting.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
They
well,
won't-
The
They won't
most
believe that you
cursive
wrote it.
flowing.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. They won't know it's mine.
I am actually lugging Volmat's bones with me.
I thought we just
Yes,
nicked his armor.
Everything
No.
apart from the head. Yeah.
No,
Is there
you don't get the head of Volmat, okay? This is all prepared for burial in some more civilized place when the time comes, consecrated, and no skull for you.
Okay.
I'm-
you keep a good eye on that bag.
I will. I so will. Okay.
The challenge now.
So is it for us? Are we still now going towards the bridge?
Yes.
I'm
And-
Sorry.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yes.
I think
Are
we
we,
have
though?
this sabotage thorn thing, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so the giant is going back to protect the village with his.
He's
Cohort, yeah?
gonna go rally his
He's
peons.
gonna go here.
Mhm.
And protect the village.
And go back to
Uh,
Doric's ferry with
Fabulous.
giants.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we
And
probably should have given him our
10,000
names, right?
giants.
So he had some
He will
names
do,
to.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
I'm pretty sure he specifically stated 10,000 giants.
So just to confirm, a village expecting a large attack is going to see lots of giants coming towards it at some
Yep.
point.
Yep.
Okay, right. No, that's going to go perfectly.
Yeah.
Oh, they might be
the-
distracted by a dragon at that point.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Leave it as that.
On the other hand, Dragon, what the villagers are gonna do? Panic them to death.
That's true. That's fair.
Set fire to them.
I mean, hopefully he says, "I was sent by blah."
Yes.
Yeah,
did
but
we actually introduce ourselves?
Let's say we did.
As he was leaving, he took your names down, your addresses, your
Yeah.
insurance
Next to
details.
specifically only asked for Donda's details. Like,
We should stay in touch. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, sure.
We're all Instagram friends now. It's fabulous.
Cool. Okay.
I guess. Are we heading to the bridge?
Yes,
I
yes,
thought that
we
was the
are.
plan. And then we're going to stick yon thorn in the most softest spot,
Excellent. I look forward to this.
which I presume Oddball is going to identify.
That might equally work for the dragon, but we
We're going
only
to find
have
the
one form.
softest spot on the dragon,
Yeah.
and then
It is easier to hit an inanimate object.
Uh,
So,
actually,
That sounds glorious, doesn't it?
yeah, his fix.
I've never stabbed a bridge.
No, I'm
Oh.
looking forward to this.
Actually, do you have any more draws from the back for the day?
Yes. Only done one.
Okay, I will need. Well, a pick would
Nitric
actually be good. Because
We don't need a pick.
we do.
We've got a Geron.
No, and an axe. You're just gonna break a bloody axe or curl it
I
like
thought we was
paper
gonna
if
use
you
his
try to.
head.
This is a fantasy bridge. It'll be fine.
I am mighty. There is no bridge that can withstand my might.
There you go. That's science.
No
Yeah,
discussion. Just
There's still a
give me
mild
bloody
chance
pick,
it's made out of
please.
skulls. So
Oh!
It's not.
Oh, the dream.
Ah, come on.
His fix is still working on that basis.
but yeah, some mining tools might be of use.
Well, why don't we get there and then we'll see what we need.
Mhm.
Okay.
Also,
Fair
we should
enough.
be slightly concerned that the defenses of the bridge have been improved.
That was a while back, wasn't it? But
Indeed.
all right. Well, we'll just
Well,
we'll approach carefully and
Uh,
we'll watch out
but
for not at
Were
all.
were we otherwise expecting it to be a cakewalk all the way, or
Cake. Oh, that'd be nice.
I used the wrong word, didn't I?
Ooh,
So,
we don't want to walk on cake, though. It's a
let's
waste of
let's
cake.
just get
Milk
going.
run. Milk run.
Okay.
Okay.
Onward to glory.
So
And cake.
you guys are making your way to Skull Gorge Bridge. Let's just show our.
His fix is
Yes,
definitely
then
not
that.
eating cake out of his magic bag.
Don't we need picks? Apparently.
As
Shouldn't
you
have
make your
mentioned
way,
cake.
wait till you get there. You may change your mind what you need.
We may
at the
have to have
moment.
a slight nap on the way to
So as you make
recharge
your
a
way
certain
there,
magic.
you notice here, and along the road, and in the trees, large frames made of twigs and branches, all kind of wrapped around together and made into shapes of kind of not defined humanoids, but humanoid-ish kind of star shapes kind of things, right? Think giant-sized Blair Witch, right?
Mm.
And they're covered in moss and vines and all this kind of stuff.
Donda look at one and touch it.
Yes. Yes, you
That's
may.
going to end well.
That's so
Yes.
creepy.
But
Yes,
He
you
really
may.
wants to, and he wants
So-
to understand how it was grown.
So,
Fabulous.
you all have an encounter challenge on this leg of your journey. And you need to get 5 successes between you,
Oh, good.
right? And you may use survival,
Oh, dear.
tactics,
Nope.
and observe
Yay!
to reduce the successes.
Well,
I will roll my survival first.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm going to go with
survival.
survival as well.
I'm gonna roll.
I think I just rolled
tactics.
4.
Yeah,
Wow.
you did.
let's roll 4.
Wow.
And I went for a massive 0.
I'll take 2.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. You rolled 4. How the hell did you roll 4?
'Cause he's
Oh,
Awesome.
my God.
Well, it's based off might, which I have 5 vigor, and then I
12,
have
10,
survival
12.
1.
Well, there you go. You're a big, burly minotaur who can handle weird situations out in the wild. So as you're making your way through these things, Donda, your suspicion was correct. These things have been infested with dark verdants, and they have become ensnaring, vine-like sort of. They're not going to move around, but when they kind of reach out for you as you go past, and they're trying to grab you and cut you with vicious thorns that are all over the vines that are coming off of them. And you passed the challenge, right? So the difficulty of this hazard, the strength of this hazard, is a lot lower, right? So, Donda, you said you want to go and check one of these things out. But if you can change your mind if you don't want to do that.
Well,
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the hazard, right? And will have to do against each of you, right? So this is bear with me a second. Just check
I think Donda's plan has changed upon looking at them to,
Sure.
by the way, on the way back from the bridge, we've got to burn all these things.
Okay, so you can use shadow or survival, right? Those are the two skills you can use to oppose me, and I'll roll for each of you individually, okay? And I have a strength 6 versus evasion challenge. I'm just going to have to get a bad guy up on the page just to get one of my dice rolls. So what we'll do is we'll go around the table and we'll see who gets what. So I've got 6 dice. His fix. What's your evasion?
Please hold.
You can use your ability to boost your evasion.
Which ability?
Doesn't elusive shift increase your evasion?
Oh, that's a thought. That one that I never used. Yes, let's do that. When the target was successful attack or hazard that targets your evasion defense, increase your evasion by 2 before the effect strength is rolled. So yes, if it works, I can use my evasion. Seems to be what that says.
No, before I roll my effect strength, your evasion goes up by 2.
Okay.
Yep. So your evasion is now...
My evasion is now 10.
10. Okay.
10.
Okay. So you can make either... What did I say? Shadow
Shadow or survival.
Shadow or survival. So yours is 10. I'm going to roll these dice. Right? So I get 2 damage on you. Right? So now you make your roll to reduce that number. So nothing happens to his fix. And they lash at you, but you're too quick and cunning and stealthy for them to get you. Right, Geron, what is your evasion?
Evasion 7. And I am going to ask to defend the meek, which is one of my legendary thingies that I do.
Ooh.
And I'm going to protect Chothog. So Geron's basically going to shield himself. So I will take Chothog's hit as well, please, sir, if you wouldn't mind.
Oh,
I absolutely
can we
would
do
not
that?
mind.
How do we do that? Is
Just
that a
hit me
roll?
twice.
Okay. I'll hit,
Hit me twice.
I'll hit you twice.
My evasion is 7.
Okay, so I'll just roll 12 dice then, right?
Yep.
Oh, here we go.
Good
7
googling
points of
over.
damage.
Cool.
That is a lot
And
of dice.
survival.
Okay.
So I can reduce any of that. No, I'll take all 7 points.
Standing
Wow.
there.
There you
bare
go,
chest.
Chothog. Geron
Chothog's-
gets in the way for you.
Chefog is looking at the his new best friend with warmth and affection, which only can be wrought from saving you from guaranteed death. So thank you for that.
Cool.
It's quite all right.
Okay, so Donda,
Yep.
what's your evasion?
It's currently 6.
6.
Yeah,
Here we
that's
go.
with my +1 from my horn.
5. So make your shadow
I'm gonna
or
roll
survival.
survival against
Okay. 2. So you get 3 damage.
that. 3 damage.
And Opbol, what's your evasion?
8.
8. Not bad. Here we go. 2.
2. And I'm rolling shadow.
Okay. 1. Not bad. So 1 point of damage. So as you make your way, and this is kind of as you're going up through this area, so it's not, you don't get respite from it. You can't spend half an hour resting. This is this leg of the journey. You are taking this damage as you're kind of going, and it's kind of stops you from pausing unless you want to say you're going to stop now and rest for a few hours. Otherwise, you are going to make your way up here. Here we go. The ground has been rising for the last few miles, and finally the forest itself peters out. I hate that phrase. Ahead is a stretch of barren ground about 60 feet wide, and you guys are in the trees, right? So you're looking out at this. You're not standing on the road. You kind of move to the side. You know it's coming. You fought your way through these fucking vines, and you're like, okay. Roughly 100 feet wide at its narrowest point, the gorge drops away precipitously to a fast rushing stream far below. You can't really see it, but you can hear it. The ancient Dawnway crosses the cleft on a bridge of stone. Anchored at both ends to large stone towers with pentagonal roofs, the bridge seems sturdy despite its obvious age. It is clearly the only easy way to cross, since the gorge continues as far as the eye can see, rimward and onward. The 4 stone towers that anchor the bridge are each 40 feet high. A narrow wooden stairway winds around each, leading up to an open-air watch post at the top. And I have a picture to show you. So, here we go. Can you see that?
I can see the dragon.
A small encampment of a half-dozen tents clusters near the Duskwood side of the bridge.
Is that the opposite side of the bridge?
Yeah, the other side.
Let's hope.
Yep. Curls of smoke from campfires attest to some sort of activity. A single humanoid figure stands at the watchpost on the top of each of the 4 watchtowers, longbow in hand.
Bollocks.
A powerfully built hound that you recognise with
met one of them.
rock-like throat.
I can actually see him in the picture.
Yeah. Yep. Sits watchfully near either end of the bridge. Yet the most impressive creature present is certainly the sleek and menacing green dragon that perches on the roof of the northwestern watchtower on the far side of the gorge. It lies basking in the sun, but its bright yellow eyes are fixed on the bridge. You can tell all that from here.
You have really good eyesight.
I recommend stealth.
I recommend glory.
Stealthy glory, maybe.
Stealthy glory, please, just. Oddball, would it be worth making our way a little bit along the ravine so that we get a better view of the architecture and the stone putting togetherness?
I will just run on and slam the thorn to the middle of the bridge.
Or that may not be the weakest point.
The bridge.
Actually, in the arch bridges, you can do it 2 ways. You could get. It's gonna be definitely faster if it just crunches the middle of the arch, because then it's just gonna collapse, right? It would take much longer if we can just get the thorn between the towers, and this also gonna screw up completely the abutment, and it's also gonna go. Perhaps even more.
Do it from underneath.
What's an abutment?
The stuff that because arcs they want to do like so, right? So in order for arc to work, it needs to be held from both sides, like squeezed.
Okay, too much like school.
So,
I heard
The
but
stony
only.
bits under the sides where it meets the canyon walls.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we could screw up any end for the arch bridge. We can just screw up any of the end. It's just gonna go away, basically.
Can I suggest a tactic that does not involve the dragon?
That will not happen as soon as we get anywhere near the bridge.
I mean, he has a perfect view, and he is also, if we wanted to even, I don't know, like rappel down the side and just try to sneakily go from under or sides, he's gonna bloody see us.
Before we
Good-
decide that, what do we know about green dragons?
Aha.
Oh yeah.
Thunder.
Wait, okay.
Lore.
What can I roll for that?
So Donda,
Yeah.
you know from looking at it from here, it looks small. right? Doesn't look like a big dragon, right?
Don't tell Garon that.
Sounds killable, yeah.
Make a law or observe roll.
Just
I'm gonna
Dunder
go
or
with
everybody?
law, purely for the 1 extra dice.
Oh, there you
It
go.
mattered.
Yeah, it did.
Okay. You can see from the shape of its wings and the horns on its head, the scales on its back, the spiky bits down its back, that they are malformed. They are not the standard green dragon shape, and there are twisted black kind of veins through them, which you can see from even here. So up close, it must look pretty disturbing.
It doesn't make it weaker, though.
You think that the influence of Throx or the Dark Verdants might have stunted its growth, but it may do other things for it.
Yeah. I mean, I would very much like over time for this dragon to probably die, but we'll deal with the bridge first.
So, can I just ask a sort of general knowledge? Are dragons sentient? Do they breathe
Yes.
stuff?
Yes.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. This is gonna
The
have
first
reflux
dragons that
for all I
came to the
know.
World Mountain came from the stars. After the world kind of was built and all the things were going on, dragons were flying around out there in their crystal citadels, and they kind of looked down and went, "Oh, that looks interesting," and flew down. And then all the powers of the world started to influence and mix with the dragons, so you got different types of dragons.
And as this dragon is sort of polluted by the Dark Verdant, does this dragon have a polluting effect on the greenery around it?
Not that you can see from here.
No.
And it looks like they've kind of just cleared, like either side of the bridge, the ground has just been like cleared. Yeah.
So we would be in this bad situation that we are.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Basically.
I mean,
clear the approaches.
Stealth is
the
impossible.
large movement of forest giants was sort of gonna hopefully distract the dragon maybe a little. So we could also wait a little bit.
We should wait and rest, and then tomorrow, glory.
Might also give us a chance to come up with our own plan for distracting a giant dragon whilst we destroy a bridge.
I feel sort of obligated to just do what Garon says now, considering he saved me from those horrible vine things.
No, don't fall into that trap. You'll end up dying a glorious death.
Worry not, friends, for I shall rush to the
He
middle of the bridge
saved you
and
from
destroy
the
it.
vines so that you can die here on this bridge.
Oh,
It
that's
is not
actually
true.
that's the definition of evil, isn't it? Oh, I see it now.
You're putting far too much planning onto Garon's actions there. You see what you
Probably
did
right.
there? Really, it's all about the honor and the glory. And basically, he's just a very gentle, very kind cowman who...
Yeah,
often-
but the insidious part is where you get swept up in the honor and the glory, and you end up finding your own horribly glorious
That's
death.
why you need to focus on how the bards will remember it, and then ensuring that the honor and glory lives on means that one of us has to, and by one of us I mean me.
Garon
Clearly-
looked genuinely confused by the conversation that's just
I
happened.
feel like Chofog is the better writer out of the two of you, so surely,
But
if you're going to
the
put
slowest
pen to
runner.
paper about Garon's
Just
life...
because his handwriting's nice doesn't mean
Yeah, there's
he's
no-
any good at writing a catchy ditty.
No, there's no content to it. It's just all about the calligraphy.
But,
How big is this thorn, by the way? I failed to ask that very important question. How big is the thorn?
Like this,
A knife.
kind of big. It's like a...
Is it a
How
wand?
sharp does it feel? Like, does it feel like hardy that if you were to slam it into? I mean, I know they said they used it on the
not
walls,
into
but
not into like
Yeah.
cut laid stone. You would
That's
need
why I
to-
wanted
but
You would
the
need
soft
to create
the soft
a-
underbelly of an evil dragon.
no. But those bricks, there's multiple bricks there. So if I could wedge it between,
It's a
hammer it
dwarf
into,
bridge, right? That
it's still
drawing
not a
is
solid piece of
illustrative.
stone, though, is it?
There are no
However,
gaps.
Look, we need the
However.
pick. Just get the mining equipment.
Yeah, that's fine. We can get a pet.
In order to create,
You have 2 dwarves now that have told you we need mining equipment.
in order to create a hole big enough for that to fit in, you will need to inflict 20 points of damage on the bridge, and it has protection 4, toughness 11 plus.
Oh,
Yeah, no, we're not doing that anytime
While,
soon.
whilst being strafed by a dragon and shot by orcs in towers. Oh, and the fire dogs.
Yay.
I feel
Unless you find a weak point.
like unless
Mm.
we find a weak point or we do something
Okay.
stealthy.
I mean,
Under
I am
the
liking the idea
abutments.
of crawling underneath the bridge more now.
You can-
Oddball, you are a craftsman and dwarf. You
yeah.
must be able to identify a weak point.
Okay, so that's gonna be craft training. I will spend like a good half an hour just
One moment,
looking at it.
Oddball. We must aid you in your cause. His
Okay.
fixed, little buddy.
Hello.
Pull out a telescope after your magic bag.
A
He
what?
needs to be able to
Oh.
look.
Oh, you
And-
need like one of these?
Yes, like your eye, but for...
Oh, I get to fit one of them on a bowl. Oh, all right.
It's not fancy, but you can put a simple spyglass.
Yeah, that's what he meant.
That would be-
Geralt means.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be the bamboo with the rock crystal one.
It's a
Oh.
Prince of Thieves, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 lenses and a
Okay.
bit of leather.
Oh, it's like magic.
All right.
It's utterly mundane.
I love that bit when he pulls his sword
Yeah.
out. And okay.
Okay.
That's definitely
Right,
how
so
Geralt
Oddball.
would react.
Are you going to summon your locus and do your ability that gives you an extra die?
Yes. Actually, thanks for reminding me. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna have precision of Faltrit going.
Who is your patron, right?
Yes.
Mm.
So that's gonna be extra die from this and extra die from the
Yes,
the
you
looking
gain, I'm
glass.
going to let you gain a die from the looking glass.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's 7 craft. Don't fail me now.
2 successes. Okay.
Okay.
So you spend a long time, and you kind of go down the tree line, find a good spot to get in a tree, summon your locus away from everyone that probably won't. You've seen creatures see your locus and try and destroy your locus. You're starting to get a little bit wary of like just doing it out in the open as much around things like dragons, for example. So you kind of get down the cliff, down the tree line a bit, and you're looking along with the spyglass, and you take an hour just sitting there looking, checking, seeing, waiting for the light to change slightly. Does anything about the texture look off, different here, there, everywhere? And as you kind of perform this sweep, you can see that the near side right tower, where the abutment and the tower meet at the base of the start of the span, there seems to be like a large, it looks like mold or decay or something going on in that patch that looks like it's sufficiently weaker.
So is that closest to us or furthest away from us?
And that's close to you. That's on your side of the bridge.
It's less glorious, but
on the right hand side.
I'm gonna
And
have
that
plenty
region
glory.
has protection 2, toughness 9. You still need to do 20 damage.
that's doable though.
But that's like killing a manticore, right?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to 4 rounds just to hold the line there. If Garon is actually doing the mining and we all fight to keep him safe.
I think we're gonna have to just distract the army in some way, that would be like
What army?
I don't. Well, the little group on the other side and the
That's
big
not an
dragon.
army.
How wide is the bridge, Pete?
Oh, hang on.
100 feet was the gorge.
Hang on.
Yes.
Let me.
So it's going to take them a fair amount. If we're on this side, I'm just thinking out of character at the moment, rather than actually. So if we're on this side, it's going to take them a few turns to cross the bridge anyway to get to us. Apart from the dragon, of course.
Yeah, the dragon might
Who
get
will be
across
there
there
straight away.
quicker.
Fire dog.
Um,
Whatever guards there are in the two towers on this side.
At least 2 longbowmen,
And
one for each tower.
dragon.
yeah, it's
The
like
dragon.
110, 120 feet. You know, you're from 100 feet. You know, kind of thing between the towers.
Do we have an idea about how fast this thorn works?
The loot was very fast.
You're not sure.
Mm.
You're assuming it's the kind of thing that you jam in and step back, or you know, if you're a giant, so maybe run out the way if you're a normal sized person.
All right. What the heck?
Hmm. As for the distraction of the dragon, I mean, we cannot light a fire because
If
I mean,
all
they-
of you make the hole, I will stride to the middle of the bridge and challenge the dragon to single combat.
No,
Oh.
Geron.
That will provide an adequate distraction and
Yeah,
glory.
and who's gonna be doing the whole?
You will.
Yeah, with
You're
my
a mighty
noodle
dwarf.
arms. With my noodle arms. No.
With your new
What?
frost battle axe.
You are the mightiest of us all, Geron. We will need you to prepare the way. Well,
So
we
be it.
keep the pesky. You will defeat a bridge, my friend.
If only we had one of those
Tails.
ruin wielders that could make stone explode.
That's a new one.
So I have
Defeat a bridge.
check spell list.
It's all right. There's plenty of
You can
there's
adjust
plenty
your
of
scroll
heads.
list from last week if you want, because I think you just said all 4 scrolls are firebolt, didn't
Oh,
you?
Now,
yeah,
now I'd like
three,
them to
yeah.
be stone burst.
I don't think that's available currently.
No.
Summon
But I
a
might put it on
jackhammer.
the...
Is that a stretch goal, Pete?
Yeah.
Ah, new spells.
For our
I don't-
platinum sponsors, you can
No,
name your
but-
own spell.
I actually don't
well,
think I have anything that
Yeah.
I can make its brain explode if you can find that. But no, I think I'm more for dealing with the assorted entourage than the actual
Yeah,
stone weapon
but
itself.
we should reduce the amount of assorted entourage available to
As much as
run
we
at
can,
us with sharp objects.
or
Yeah.
just hurl sharp objects at us at high velocity.
That's equally bad, yeah.
Is there some sort of more detailed battle map that we might see at some point shortly?
Yes, but we're not
You
going to do the
reckon?
battle this session.
Okay.
I
But
guess
there is
I-
a battle map
quite
that I
late.
will
So
show you.
please don't do that.
Hang on.
Unless we all decide now that we just run into the middle of the bridge and go, ah! Then we'll force Pete's hand.
And he'll say, and that's been a fabulous episode this
Yep.
week.
Cliffhanger.
Will our party
Oh.
die? Yes. Yes, they will.
Heroically.
So we're going to fire Geron using this 300 feet of strangely rubbery rope at the bridge.
That should immediately do 20
That
damage.
should do 20 damage
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
Geron
Follow up
and
with
the
a
bridge.
fired his fix. And
with the thorn.
yeah,
and
with the
then-
thorn and just
Yeah. There
So
we
we
go.
basically just become angry birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how you destroy a bridge, isn't it?
Well, his fix is already round, so
Uh,
Oh.
actually, I have a
better idea.
well, not the better, but just hear me out. We could try to make like a shitload of noise on the opposite side of the gorge if I spend another half an hour or so just looking at the opposite side of the canyon. Yes,
Yeah.
if I could find some weak spot. I mean, this is gonna be weathered stone, so there should be some, crumblies there.
Like a rock
And-
slide, you mean?
Yeah, just say use a firebolt to create a rock slide, and hopefully the dragon just gets interested.
Goes have a look.
Goes,
Yeah.
And the dragon sees where the firebolt
Where did that
emanated
firebolt
from.
come from? Da-da-da-da-da.
Who knows?
Does the rock have a brain we can explode?
Where the runes came from. Magic be
Tofog,
visible.
one of your scrolls could have explosive rune on it if you want.
I have one of those
Oh, you've got
already.
one of those. Okay.
Yeah. Let me see what that does.
Wait, you had a rune.
Hang on
Good
a
explosive
moment.
rune.
I haven't been
It
able
blows
to
up when
use
people
this.
go near it, and it does damage to people. But if you put
Yeah,
it
the
near, if you put it near the weak point and it exploded, then it'd probably do damage to the weak point.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but the
Ooh.
weak point isn't an enemy in itself, is it? This has always been the problem, because I walk
No.
so slowly.
Yeah, but
Everyone is
there's
always in front of me.
a very hungry-looking fiery dog there. I mean, have we got any
You gotta-
ball meat left?
Do you have any
There's like-
like
No. No, no
abilities?
ball meat
Anyone
left.
got any abilities to like push people?
Oh,
Is that me again, or
I mean, Geron pushes us all into situations we don't necessarily want to be in. But...
Not sure.
This
He
is true.
just
This is
invites
very
us
true.
forwards or starts the fight and then we have to catch up
then
and
we have
save
to,
him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, I like all these insinuations.
I don't think that's really pushing. It's more pulling, I feel.
Yeah.
Uh,
You don't really
mean-
argue or put up much resistance, do you?
I can't
Well,
leave Geron
at the
on his
point where the
own.
choice is fight to the death or die.
it makes good telly anyway.
That's the
I mean,
important
could Geron just like grapple one of them towards the explosive thingy-mabobby?
Yeah, you
Push
probably
them?
take damage though.
Nah, that's all right.
Meat
Geron's
shield.
looking to die gloriously, so it's not a problem.
He's quite upset this whole thing has turned into a mining adventure.
Yeah,
Geron,
Dwarves get in their way, get to do some
you
mining.
don't need to die gloriously at level 2. you can wait.
Wait till you're level 10 at least. Come on.
Yeah.
Only goes up to 12.
I'm sorry, but my legend is I seek a noble end.
There we
That's
go.
true.
Yeah, eventually.
It doesn't specify.
There's
a
no
time
time
frame.
limit on that. You don't have to do it immediately.
The world has taught me action must be taken. I'm just reading you through.
This is legend. Yeah.
It's my legends. I
That's cool.
I can't deny them.
Character consistent.
So maybe what we do is we finish a little bit earlier,
Mhm.
right? And we round off there as you guys are kind of hunkering down, about to rest the night in the trees on the other side, to prepare your battle plans. I've dropped the battle map into the into the Discord we've got there. I just
Okay.
got it on the Foundry yet. But you're laying your plans, preparing yourselves, looking through your spell book, thinking about all the options you have, and you guys are there looking out and watching as the sun starts to go down. And as you are there and you're kind of getting yourselves to sleep almost, you see the dragon climb up on the roof of the tower, stretch its wings, and fly into the sky. And we'll finish there as you guys contemplate Skull Gorge Bridge and Geron's noble end.
Let's not think about his noble end that much.
Cool. Okay. Well, thank you very
That
much,
is
guys.
fiery.
That was a good role play session there. I thought that was lots of fun.
Cool.
And you guys decided to make an ally of the giant, which was really good. So well done. You didn't walk in and go, "We found some teeth and we want to take your stuff," which I'm sure various
Do you
other
have
parties
more of
would
these?
do. It's a really good sling bullet, so I want some more. So thank you, players. Thank you to our viewers for watching tonight. And if you're watching back later and it's still in the month of February, then please go check out the Kickstarter. There is a link below. Heroic Deeds is now live on Kickstarter, and I think we've had some more pledges while we've been I've been playing. So yes, the total's gone up a little bit. We're creeping ever much closer to 50% funded on the first day, which is great. So we've got 28 days to go, so we'll see where we can go. That'll be great. And then next week, on Tuesday, on the Lollygaggers Twitch channel, they will be running Heroic Deeds as well.
Oh,
And Aaron
nice.
will be taking the team through character creation next Tuesday, getting their characters created. And then there will be a short adventure over the next couple of weeks that is an homage to the Village of Homlet, the classic D&D
yes.
adventure. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's going to
I
be a
do
lot
feel
of
like
fun.
we have to out heroic them now, though.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I am terrified of someone else streaming my game without me there. It's like really odd. It's cool. It's gonna be.
Gotta let it go, Pete.
I know. It's
Gotta
out in the
let it go.
wild.
Give
For
it
It's
to the
gonna
everyone.
fly,
world.
it's not gonna flop.
Yeah,
Give it
yeah.
to the world.
Make sure you watch it live and comment in the YouTube
Oh, yeah.
channel every
You're
5
doing that wrong.
minutes.
Yeah.
That's not what I was meant to do.
Actually,
Yeah, I was wouldn't do that.
You'll find.
I'm curious what characters they're going to get and what archetypes they'll have, because we don't have a battle rager, right? That's the one that we don't have. So I'm not sure what players they've got, but it'll be interesting.
oh, we're gonna
to see
have
what
Battle
mix.
Rager.
I've played a Battle Rager and they're fabulous.
They are good fun. They are
I mean,
good fun.
Oddball can be a Battle Rager if we run out of toothpaste.
This is true. This is true. And I'm hoping by next time we will have had some updates on the Kickstarter around damage types and protection in our weekend workshop event this weekend. Next Monday, there will also be a Monster Monday where I will share some stat blocks for monsters for the game that haven't been seen before, so people can use those in their own games at home. And then I'm hoping by next Thursday to have level 3 deeds visible.
Nice.
Because the guys are getting close to level 3. So
Some of the
Everyone
guys.
except
level 3
Alvin.
deeds
Some of the
are
guys.
about making you a little bit
Look at
more
that.
survivable and helping each other.
And explode bridge spells.
And the explode bridge spell. Yeah, the stone to mud spell.
Is there a bring stone to life spell?
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah.
that sounds cool. And then
A
next
bridge
week,
golem, basically, is what I'm envisioning.
oh, that would be cool.
It comes together and then realize it's over a ravine and just
It
falls
just
down.
falls down.
Yeah, there you go.
Job done.
Sorry.
And then for other standard Garblag game stuff, next Tuesday we're back with Coriolis. The shit is hitting the fan there in a big way, and it's very exciting. Lots going on, political intrigue, and we nearly all got horribly murdered last episode, so that was good. And then on Wednesday we'll have more Marvel, and then obviously Thursday we'll be back with Red Hand of Doom. Cool. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, viewers. Stay safe and happy gaming. Bye bye.
Happy gaming.
Night.
People out there.